U.S. Citizenship Test, July 4th questions explained. Learn English and pass with confidence.
Welcome back to Pathway to Citizenship, where we turn U.S. civics lessons into living conversations. I'm Anne, your guide to the American story. And joining me once again is my favorite student, Mark, the man with more flashcards than a library.
Guilty. My kitchen table looks like Independence Hall, papers everywhere, and I'm trying to memorize which date goes with which revolution.
That's the right kind of chaos. And speaking of revolutions, today's focus is one of the most meaningful parts of the U.S. Citizenship Test, Independence Day.
Yes, the 4th of July. That's one question I'm sure about. When do we celebrate Independence Day? July 4th.
Perfect start. But the test isn't only about knowing the date, it's about understanding why it matters. Because when an immigration officer asks that question, they're not just checking your memory, they're checking your connection to what freedom means.
So it's not just a holiday, it's a symbol.
Exactly. Imagine this. The year is 1776. 13 colonies under British rule decide they've had enough of being told what to do. Taxes without representation, soldiers in their streets. It was a boiling pot. Then, on July 4th, 1776, the Continental Congress approved the Declaration of Independence, a document that said, "We are free."
That's the document written by Thomas Jefferson, right?
Correct. Jefferson put into words the ideas that changed the world. All men are created equal. That single line became the heartbeat of the nation. Independence Day celebrates that moment of courage when ordinary people declared extraordinary freedom.
You make it sound like more than fireworks and hot dogs.
Oh, it's so much more. The fireworks are just the echo of the cannons that once fired in war. The barbecues and family gatherings, that's America's way of saying, "We made it." It's about gratitude as much as celebration.
I love that. You know, when I first came to the U.S., my neighbors invited me to their 4th of July party. I didn't know anyone, but when the fireworks started, everyone looked up together. It was the first time I felt like I belonged here.
That's beautiful, Mark, and that feeling is exactly what Independence Day represents. Unity in diversity. You don't need to be born here to feel it. When you understand why people fought for freedom, you join that story.
So, when the citizenship officer asks, "When do we celebrate Independence Day?" I can say, July 4th. But I can also feel the answer.
That's it, because knowledge plus emotion equals understanding. You're not just memorizing, you're internalizing the meaning of being American.
I like that formula. Knowledge plus emotion equals understanding.
Perfect. And let's not forget the civics context. Independence Day connects to several test questions. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. What did the Declaration of Independence do? It announced our independence from Great Britain. And when was it adopted? July 4th, 1776. See how one topic links to many answers.
So Independence Day is like the hub of the American story.
Exactly, like the heart of a wheel. Everything, freedom of speech, democracy, voting, spins from that center.
Wow. I guess the 4th of July isn't just a holiday, it's history you can hear in the fireworks.
Beautifully said, Mark. You're already thinking like a citizen.
So, Anne, I know the Declaration was written a long time ago, but what exactly did it declare? Just independence?
Good question. It did more than break away. It explained why. It said that government's job is to protect people's natural rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It told the world that freedom wasn't a gift from kings, it was a birthright.
That's powerful. But was it risky for them to say that?
Hugely risky. Imagine signing a paper that basically says, "We reject the most powerful empire on earth." If the revolution failed, every signer could have been hanged for treason.
They were that brave.
Absolutely. Think of John Hancock, the guy who wrote his name in giant letters so big that the king could read it without glasses. That's confidence. He wasn't just signing a document, he was signing his destiny.
That gives a whole new meaning to put your name on something.
Exactly. And this is where your citizenship knowledge connects to your future as a citizen. Independence wasn't just for the people of 1776. It's a promise that every generation renews. Every time someone like you takes the oath of allegiance, you're part of that continuing declaration.
So, in a way, becoming a citizen is like signing your own Declaration of Independence.
Beautiful metaphor. Yes, it's your personal declaration that you choose to be part of this democracy. You're not born into it. You commit to it. That's what makes naturalized citizens special. They choose freedom with intention.
I love that idea. When I raise my hand and say the oath, it's like adding my name under theirs.
Exactly. And that's why understanding Independence Day isn't just about passing the test. It's about embracing the story you're joining. You're walking in the footsteps of people who believed that one idea could change the world.
It's strange. I used to think history was just dates and names, but now it feels like a living thing.
That's the magic of civics, Mark. When you study for the citizenship test, you're not just learning about the past, you're preparing to protect those same ideals in the future.
That's actually motivating. I'll remember those words. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's such a poetic way to describe freedom.
Jefferson knew the power of words. He understood that freedom starts with an idea, and that words can move armies, inspire revolutions, and shape nations. You'll see this on the test, too. Many questions connect to how ideas became institutions. For example, what is the supreme law of the land? The Constitution. It's the result of the independence they declared.
So Independence Day is like America's birthday, and the Constitution is like its adulthood?
Perfectly said. July 4th, 1776 is when the idea of America was born. The Constitution of 1787 is when that idea grew up into a government.
That's a great way to see it. The Declaration says we want to be free, and the Constitution says, here's how we'll stay free.
Exactly. You just passed my bonus civics test, and that understanding helps you in your real interview. When you answer with meaning, your English sounds natural and your confidence shines.
Speaking of English, sometimes I stumble on the phrase Declaration of Independence. It's such a mouthful.
Try this trick. Break it into rhythm. Declaration of Independence. Say it like a drum beat. Once you feel the rhythm, the pronunciation flows.
Declaration of Independence. Wow, that works. I sound like a marching band.
Perfect. Remember, language and history are music. Independence Day is America's loudest song.
And I guess citizenship is learning to sing along.
Exactly, Mark. And from what I hear, you're already hitting the right notes.